Today we're going to mix some primary colors to make secondary colors. The primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. The secondary colors are green, orange, and purple. Again, if we were in school right now, I would just bring out the paint and we'd mix that, no big deal. But since we're not, I'm going to try 3 different ways. We're going to use Play-Doh, we're going to use markers, and we're going to use watercolors. First, I'm going to put 3 little circles down for my primary colors, and I'm going to put my primary colors of Play-Doh in each circle, red, yellow, and blue. Now I'm going to take a little bit of yellow and a little bit of blue, and I'm going to mix those. I'm going to keep mixing until it turns into a completely different color. And there you go, green. I'm going to put my green right between my yellow and blue, because yellow and blue make green. If you're going to use watercolors, you kind of start the same way. You make 3 circles for your primary colors, and then between those you make your circles for your secondary colors. Start with your primary colors, yellow, blue, and red. Now between the colors we're going to combine them. So I'm going to put yellow between the yellow and blue. I'm going to wash my brush, and I am going to use some blue and put it right over the yellow. And what do you know? We get green. Yellow and blue make green. Now let's say you don't have watercolors or Play-Doh. You can do this with markers. Markers, it doesn't really work quite as well, but it does work. And you can at least kind of see the colors that happen when you mix colors. So I'm going to start with my primary colors again. I'm going to make a dot of blue, yellow, and then red. Now between the yellow and blue dots, I'm going to put the blue down in another dot. Now after I'm done with that, I'm going to put yellow over the blue, and let's see what we get. Yep, we got green. Now let's go back to the Play-Doh. I'm going to take a little bit of yellow and a little bit of red, and I'm going to mix those together. Let's see what we get. Now, I'm going to tell you, when you're using yellow, it sometimes takes a little bit more yellow than the other colors to make the colors change. So it's good to start with yellow and add a little bit of the other color, because you've got to add a lot of yellow to make something change. And look, orange. We get the secondary color orange from the primary colors yellow and red. Now let's try it with watercolors. I'm going to start with my yellow. I'm going to put a dot of yellow between the yellow and the red, and then I'm going to go over it with red. When I mix my primary colors red and yellow with watercolors, I also get orange. Now let's try it with markers. I'm going to put some yellow down on my paper. Now markers doesn't work quite as well. Let's see what we get. I'm going to put some red over it. And that's kind of an orange. Maybe I'll put some little bit more yellow over it just to change it a little bit. To change it a little bit more. And we get orange. Now let's go back to our Play-Doh, and I'm going to mix a little bit of blue and red. I'm going to mix my primary colors red and blue to get the secondary color purple. Now let's try it with watercolor. I'm going to mix my primary blue with my primary red, and let's see what we get. Again, primary red and primary blue make the secondary color purple. Now let's use markers. We're going to start with primary red, then add the primary color blue right over it. And you get purple, kind of. Doesn't quite work as well with the markers, but it's still purple. So it doesn't matter what you use. You can use markers, you can use paint, watercolors, or you can use Play-Doh. But it's always the same. Yellow and blue makes green, yellow and red makes orange, and blue and red make purple. When we get back together at school, we'll try this mixing some big liquid paints. But until then, have fun doing it this way.